Once upon a time, in a quiet valley wrapped in soft morning mist, there lived a woman who loved flowers more than anything. The mother tended her garden with gentle hands and a heart full of hope. The flowers bloomed brighter for the mother, as though they understood her love. One day, she found a strange seed, warm and glowing softly. She planted the seed in her finest clay pot and placed it on the windowsill. Days passed, and a single green sprout reached toward the sun. She cared for it tenderly, unaware of the magic it held. One moonlit night, the flower bud trembled, as if waking from a dream. Petal by petal, it began to unfold, and inside lay Thumbelina, a tiny girl no bigger than a thumb. The mother gasped at the sight of this miraculous little child.
Where am I?
Oh. You are safe, little one.
She crafted a tiny cradle from a walnut shell and named her Thumbelina. Thumbelina brought laughter and light to every corner of the home. Her voice chimed like a tiny bell. She danced with beetles and greeted butterflies as dear friends. Every petal and every breeze belonged to Thumbelina's tiny world. Yet sometimes, Thumbelina wondered if she was the only one of her kind. The days drifted gently, filled with warmth and simple joys. Each night, Thumbelina slept inside a tulip soft as silk. But danger crept near. Cockjiar had found the tiny girl.
What a perfect bride for my son!
Quietly, Mrs. Toad began to steal the tulip while Thumbelina slept. Mrs. Toad carried Thumbelina to a lonely pond far from home. Thumbelina awoke in fear, surrounded by reeds and cold water.
Where am I?
You shall marry my son.
Mrs. Toad declared her dreadful plan.
Please! I don't belong in the mud!
Left alone on the lily pad, Thumbelina felt fear wrap around her tiny heart. Beneath the water, small fish had heard every word.
She does not want to marry the toad.
Quietly, the fish began to help. They bit through the stem so that Thumbelina's lotus leaf could drift away. The lily pad drifted free, carrying Thumbelina away.
Thank you for helping me.
The water carried her toward an unknown world. Morning revealed a world vast and bright. Wonder slowly replaced fear in Thumbelina's heart. A gentle butterfly fluttered close. The butterfly spoke kindly.
You are very small to be traveling alone. I am small everywhere, but I am free.
Suddenly, a shadow crossed the sky. A shiny green beetle swooped down. The beetle carried Thumbelina high into the trees, The beetle studied her closely.
Whoa! What a strange little creature.
Other beetles also gathered around.
She has no antennae. She does not look like us.
The beetle's pride slowly faded. At last, he carried her away from the tree. Ashamed, the beetle left her behind.
I cannot keep you.
Once again, Thumbelina was alone.
If I am different everywhere, where do I belong?
The world did not answer. Days passed, and the air began to change. Autumn crept quietly into the land. Thumbelina did not know it yet, but colder days were coming. Thumbelina wandered on, smaller than ever in the wide, empty land. The air grew colder with every step. Cold and tired, Thumbelina could walk no farther. Suddenly, a faint warmth drifted from a tiny burrow nearby. With the last of her strength, Thumbelina called out.
Is anyone there?
A field mouse appeared, startled by the sight.
Come in quickly, little one.
Miss Field Mouse could not bear to leave her in the cold. Warmth slowly returned to Thumbelina's body. Miss Field Mouse offered shelter without hesitation. Each night, Thumbelina told stories of gardens and open skies. Miss Field Mouse listened with delight. One day, Miss Field Mouse led Thumbelina to meet a neighbor. Mr. Mole was wealthy, respected, and lived far from the sun.
She has a pleasant voice.
You could marry the mole.
The thought filled Thumbelina with quiet dread. And so, the mole took Thumbelina back to his home. The burrow was solid and sturdy, but in stark contrast to it, a swallow lay motionless on the ground.
It is gone. Leave it.
But Thumbelina sat down beside the swallow, because she realized that it was still alive.
It is still alive. It is still alive.
Each night, she shared warmth and food for the swallow. Thanks to Thumbelina's care, the swallow gradually recovered its strength.
The world needs your song.
As the winter days slipped by, the swallow regained its strength and could spread its wings to fly again.
Come with me when I fly again.
But Thumbelina hesitated because of the wedding with the mole. Plans were made without asking Thumbelina's heart.
Soon you will be married.
Underground, you will never be cold again.
That night, Thumbelina listened as the sounds of the world above filtered down to her.
I cannot live without the sky.
Luckily, the next morning, when the first rays of sunlight crept into the burrow, the swallow appeared.
Are you ready?
Thumbelina answered without fear.
Yes. I choose the sky.
With one powerful beat of wings, they rose into the open world. The earth unfolded beneath them. For the first time, Thumbelina flew not to escape, but to belong.
I am flying! Hey!
The swallow landed in a land full of flowers. This was a kingdom of tiny people. Each flower was home to a little person just like Thumbelina. The flower prince stepped forward and warmly welcomed Thumbelina as she arrived.
Welcome. What is your name?
My name is Thumbelina.
You belong here.
Finally, the swallow brought Thumbelina home to where she truly belonged. Just like the others, the flower prince presented Thumbelina with a pair of wings.
These wings are yours.
They were wings of freedom.
She's really flying. Look at her go!
She rose, carried by her own wings.
I can fly!
Joy filled the air. Seeing Thumbelina smile happily, the swallow said goodbye and returned to its own home. Thumbelina stayed among the tiny folk, where she lived happily with the flower prince for the rest of her life.